Hey guys, working on another do-it-yourself video today for computers. I have a Dell laptop here, and the error that I'm going to show you how to fix today is the dreaded blue screen of death error, where you try to start your computer up, it looks like it's loading, and then bam, you get that blue screen. Similar errors that are going to be included in this fix is when you're starting your computer after the initial logo screen in the middle. If your computer gets stuck in any way, blue screen errors, if it gets stuck with that loading cursor, if it gets stuck diagnosing your PC, or even if it, after that initial logo screen, even if it shuts down and just keeps restarting. All those errors are going to be shown how to fix here right now. I'm going to go ahead and shut down my computer. Zoom in here a little bit for you so you know what we're doing. Keep in mind, if you have any questions or you get lost in this video, check out the frequently asked questions below in the description, and that should help you out. If you need to write me a question, I do try to get back to you a couple times a day at least. So the first thing I'm going to try here is to change some settings in BIOS. Oftentimes these blue screen errors or these restarting errors or loading errors, they can be caused by incorrect settings in BIOS. So in order to access BIOS, I'm going to hit power, start tapping on F2 right away. This will get me into BIOS on most Dells. If for some reason F2 isn't working for you, Google your specific model, what the BIOS key is. Sometimes they change it on some models, but usually it's F2. So this is my BIOS screen right here. The first setting I'm going to have you check, if you arrow down, is your date and time setting. Now your BIOS may look a little different than mine, depending on the year of computer you have, but you should still be able to easily find the date and time setting. Your month, day, year, hours, minutes, seconds, make sure these are correct. If these are not correct, it can screw up your loading situation in all sorts of ways. So make sure those are correct. If they're not correct and you have to adjust them, do it, save it, and then try to restart your computer, see if that was the issue. If that wasn't the issue, let's check out some other settings. Over here on the left, go to boot sequence. And these are the first thing that I want to have you look at. Your computer, your operating system is on your hard drive or your solid state drive. That should be top in this list in boot sequence. It should try to boot off of your hard drive before it tries to boot off anything else. So make sure that everything's unplugged from your computer. Any flash drives, any external storage devices, make sure that nothing's plugged in and that your hard drive is selected first, so your computer's trying to boot off your hard drive to access the operating system. After doing that, again, save your changes, try booting up again. If that doesn't work, check out here under boot list option, Legacy and UEFI. Without a lengthy explanation, whichever one you're on should depend on how your operating system was initially installed, which you often won't know. So that's why we're just going to change these and see if it helps. Right now it says Legacy and UEFI. Sometimes Legacy is not listed as Legacy. Sometimes it says CSM, but same thing. You're going to try to change between these two. Right now, as you can see, I can freely change between Legacy and UEFI. Sometimes if you're on UEFI right now and you're going to change to Legacy, sometimes it'll be grayed out and you won't be able to. In that case, you're going to do this in order to be able to. Come down here on the left to Secure Boot, open that up, and click on Secure Boot Enable. Oftentimes this will be enabled. It'll be secured, it won't let you change. So you're going to have to click on what mine is now under Disabled, and that will allow you to change. Then you would come back up here to Advanced Boot Options and make sure to check that box, Enable Legacy Option. So by enabling the option, then you're allowed to switch over to it. And then you would come back to boot sequence where we were, and that will be ungrayed out, and you can click on it. So in that case, that's what you would do, is you would change the settings in BIOS. If after changing those settings it did not help and your computer is still getting the blue screen error, or you're still restarting, or you're still getting stuck loading, if any of those things are happening, this is the next thing we're going to do. I'm going to force shut down to save some time instead of going back to the desktop. What you're going to do now is Dell comes with pre-installed diagnostic software. So this is the second thing that we try. First was BIOS. Now we're going to try scanning your computer. So click power and start tapping on F12. That should access the diagnostic software on most Dell computers. And again, if it's not finding it on yours, Google your model for the diagnostic key. See if it's a different function key. But this is our diagnostic screen here. We're going to arrow down to diagnostics, and that's what we want to click on. Hit enter. This will start running your pre-installed pre-boot system assessment. It's one of the nice things with Dell is that they have this. It'll test a lot of your hardware. Right now it's testing my LCD. Were color bars displayed, yes or no? Yes. So as you saw, that just tested my LCD. I'm going to hit this arrow down in the bottom right to show you the progress of what's going on. These are all the hardware components that are being tested right now. The LCD has a green check mark on it because as you saw, it already tested it with those the color bars. And it's already tested the cables, the PC out. It just tested your CD-ROM drive, your USB drives. So it's progressively going through and testing everything. Estimated time left 1 minute 46 seconds. So what you're looking for here is anything that's failing this test. That will come up with a red X. That's what you're looking for. Hopefully Dell will find something wrong with it that's causing these errors. If it says that your hard drive or your RAM is not installed, if an error comes up saying that your hard drive is not installed, what that means is it's not reading the hard drive existing. So the first thing you'd want to do, whether it's your RAM or your hard drive, shut this down, shut the computer down, go into your computer, and whatever it is, your hard drive, your RAM, unplug it, and then plug it back in. Make sure that it's secure. Sometimes they do come loose if the computer is jostled. I'll have videos down below on how to access your hard drive and your RAM and how to replace them if you need to. Because when you come back in and you run this scan again, if it still says they're not installed, or if it says that they're bad, you're going to have to replace them at that point. So I'll also have videos in the description on how to replace your hard drive, how to then install an operating system on your new one, and I'll have a video link on how to replace your RAM as well. So this would be the second thing that you would try after your BIOS settings. You would run the scan, see if you need to replace a hard drive or RAM. If after this scan it shows that nothing's wrong and your hard drive and your RAM check out, then we're left with the third and final option as to what's wrong, and that's your operating system. So there's a video link down below on how to factory reset your Dell. Try that first. If for some reason the operating system is so corrupt that it won't let you factory reset, then the last and final thing is the video link in the description on how to install an operating system fresh onto your hard drive. So that's all the things that these errors can be. We've taken you through the easiest to fix, some easy settings in BIOS. The next best thing would be a bad hard drive. You would just pop a new one in, and then all the way down to reinstalling your operating system if it indeed is corrupt and everything else checks out. So any questions, any comments, leave them below. I get back to you a couple times a day minimum. Like and share if this is helpful. And if you enjoyed do-it-yourself computer repair, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.